Hey everybody, welcome to Status Pro Baseball. Haven't played Status Pro in a while, so I thought I would pull this out and do another game. And today, we're going back in time to 1972, and it's Game 7 of the 1972 World Series at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, as the Cincinnati Reds host the Oakland A's. And again, this is Game 7, and we're using the actual as-played lineups. So sit back and relax, and we'll get ready with the starting lineups and the start of the ball game. Okay, let's look at the starting pitchers for today's game. Starting for Oakland here in Game 7 is John Blue Moon Odom, and he has an SR rating of 12, so that's where the pawn will be for him. Starting for the Reds will be right-hander Jack Billingham. He has an SR rating of 13, so our pawn's going to go there. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Oakland A's. Leading off and playing shortstop is Bert Campy Campaneris. Batting second and playing center field is Angel Mangual. Batting third and playing left field is Joe Rudi. Batting cleanup and playing first base is Gene Tennis. Batting fifth and playing third base, Sal Bando. Hitting sixth and playing right field, one of the Alou brothers, Matty Alou. Batting seventh and catching, long before he became a famous pitching coach, is Dave Duncan. Batting eighth, playing second base, is Dick Green. And batting ninth and pitching is Blue Moon Odom. All right, for the Cincinnati Reds, managed by Sparky Anderson. Leading off, playing left field, is Pete Rose. Batting second, once I get him right side up here, batting second and playing second base is Joe Morgan. Batting third and playing center field is Bobby Tolan. Hitting cleanup and doing the catching, Johnny Bench. Batting fifth and playing first base, Tony Perez. Batting in the sixth position, playing third base, is Dennis Menke. Batting seventh and playing right field is Cesar Geronimo. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Dave Concepcion. And batting ninth and pitching, Jack Billingham. And of course, the A's are managed by Dick Williams. So we are all set to go. The fast action cards have been shuffled and cut. So everything is in order. And it's time to get Game 7 of the 1972 World Series underway. And we'll do that with the first flip. And the first flip, by the way, Jack Billingham is a PB 2-6. These cards do not have the splits in them, so the only left-right factors we're going to use is going to be on the game board if those results come up to use that. Otherwise, the left-right splits are not in play in this one. All right, first pitch from Jack Billingham, first delivery. It's a PB 9, so that means we're going under Bert Campaneris. He's going to get the control. So the next flip is a 58. 58 on Bert Campaneris is in the out range. He is a right-handed hitter with normal power. So we'll check what the out is. And in this case, everybody pops out to short. So Bert Campaneris pops up to his counterpart, Dave Concepcion, over at shortstop. And there's one away for Angel Mangual, or Manguel, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's an 8, so we're under Mangual or Manguel again. And the next flip's a 55. 55 is also in the out range. So he is a right-handed normal hitter as well. But all outs will go to first base, a G3. But there is a star there, so that means we need to do an error check on Tony Perez, make sure he didn't make an error. And the flip is none. So Tony Perez made the play. No problems. 2 quick outs here in the top of the first, and that brings up the left fielder, Joe Rudi. Joe Rudi steps in. It's a 2, so this time we're under Billingham's card. So we're looking at Billingham's results there. And here is the flip. It's a 77. So Billingham's 77 is definitely in the out range. Joe Rudi is a right-handed hitter with some power, so we'll see what the RP is. But in this case, everybody grounds to short. There is a asterisk there, so we'll check Concepcion to make sure he did not make an error. And he did not, so it's a 6-3 ground out. And 3 up, 3 down for the A's here in the first. They get nothing and don't even threaten with 3 meager pop out and 2 meager ground outs. So the ball didn't even leave the infield. So now the Reds are coming to the plate against Blue Moon Odom, and it'll be Pete Rose. Pete Rose to start things off. Switch hitter. It's a 2, so we're under Odom. Odom is a 2-7, so he's going to control everything that's a 7 or less. In this case, it was a 2, so he'll control this at bat. It's a 23, so 23 is going to be a base hit. Pete Rose has found his base hit, so that is a single to lead things off for Pete Rose. And with that single, we notch Blue Moon Odom down 1 notch. Since the base hit came off the pitcher card, we do not need to check for an error the way we would off a batter card. So Pete Rose is aboard. His OBR rating is a B, but his speed rating, which is involved in steals, is only a D. So I'm not going to send him anywhere. We're going to let Joe Morgan come to the plate. Here's a flip. It's a 9, so that means we're under Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan, 36. 9 and a 36. Joe Morgan, a 36, is going to fall in the walk category. So Joe Morgan will draw a walk, and the first 2 batters have reached for the Reds here in the bottom of the first. We'll knock Blue Moon down to a 10, and since this is Game 7, all hands are on deck pretty much. So you could see Vita Blue or even Catfish Hunter in relief if the need calls for it. All right, Bobby Tolan. Bobby Tolan, the center fielder, steps up. It's a 9, so we are under Tolan. And the next check is a 42. So Tolan, a 42, unfortunately for him, falls in the strikeout range. So Blue Moon reaching back for a little extra and got the strikeout of Tolan for out number 1. And that'll bring up Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench. It's a 10, so we're under Bench. Could be good for the Reds. The flip is a 63, so that's too high. 63 is in the out range. Johnny Bench is an RP, which is a right-handed power hitter, so we'll check what that out sequence is. Keeping in mind there are 2 runners on base. So let's see what the out check is here. RP says L6. It's a liner to the shortstop, so Bench lines it, but right at Campaneris. Runners cannot advance, so just as fast as the Reds put 2 on and now got 2 outs. No advancement of the base runners, and Tony Perez steps to the plate. Perez, a clutch defense. So now we're going to be checking the clutch defense of a particular fielder for the A's. So let's see what their clutch defense has to say about it. The check is on the shortstop, Campaneris. So if we look at Bert Campaneris, he is a clutch defense number 3. So we're going to go to our clutch defense chart. Clutch defense chart. Pull that out. Clutch defense table. I guess they technically call it a table. So we're going to look at the second baseman and shortstop. And he is a CD number 3. So CD number 3 is going to put him in this column right here. We're going to draw a random number and see what happens. So the random number for the clutch defensive check is a 56. So on the clutch defense for shortstops, a CD3, a number 56, says no action occurs, resume normal play. So nothing happened there, nothing to see here. So it's going to be a do-over. So we'll try it again. Tony Perez steps to the plate. It's another clutch defense, so he gets another chance at a clutch defense. Let's see who this one's on. This involves the left fielder Joe Rudi. So Joe Rudi, with his clutch defense, he is a clutch defense number 2, because that 1 relates to him playing third base. He's a clutch defense 2. So Rudi, we'll do another check on a clutch defense here. The random number is a 22. So if we look at the clutch defense for left fielders, outfielders, they're all related together here. And he's rated a number 2, and the random number was a 22. All right, so we look at 2 and a 22, and we're right here at 22 to 24, and that says drops fly for an error, batter safe, runner advances 2 bases. So how do you like that? Joe Rudi muffs it. Easy fly. And it's a two-base error. E7. That will score Pete Rose with an unearned run. And it will move Joe Morgan to third. And the Reds lead it 1-0 on a error by Joe Rudi. So, a little unusual there for Rudi, but that can happen. So Blue Moon Odom will lose one for the run allowed, but not for the error. He'll just lose one for the run that's allowed. And now we're to Dennis Menke. Menke is a 10, so we're under Menke. And it's a 65, so that's in the out range for Menke. He's a right-handed normal hitter. And that result is a pop out to the catcher Dave Duncan to end the inning. But the Reds do pick up that unearned run thanks to the error by Joe Rudi. And after one complete from Riverfront, it's the Reds 1 and the A's nothing. So Gene Tennis will lead off the top of the second, see if they can get anything going here. They went down in order in the first. So Gene Tennis steps up. The flip's a 7. That is under Tennis because Billingham is a 2-6 for his PB rating. So Tennis controls the at-bat. It's a 23, so that could be good for Tennis. A 23 is a double to right field. So Gene Tennis leads off with a double to right. Since it's off the batter card, we do need to check an error on Cesar Geronimo to see if he made one, and he does not. It is none. So it's just simply a double, but Billingham will drop down a notch to a 12, and Gene Tennis is aboard with a leadoff double. Here's Sal Bando. It's a 5, so we are under Billingham, and the next check's a 66. 66 under Billingham is an out, so we'll see what happens here. Sal Bando's a right-handed power hitter, but in this case, everyone grounds to first base, but there is an asterisk, so we check Tony Perez, and he did not make an error. So it's a ground ball to first baseman Tony Perez. He'll take it to the bag himself, and common sense would say that the runner moves to third base on that, but we'll look at the charts just to be official. And it says G3, which is what that was, infield back, batter out, runner to third. So, I mean, that was kind of obvious, but I always like to check it and make it official. So, Tennis moves over to third with one out, and Matty Alou, the right fielder, steps up with a chance to drive him in. It's a 2, so we are under Billingham. And the next flip is an 84, so that's definitely in the out range. We'll check what the out is. Alou's left-handed normal hitter. That's a fly ball to right field, so it's a F9. So as far as, all right, the out chart says right here, man on second, F9, fly to right, runner holds. So there doesn't appear that I can see where there's an option for an advancement. If it's a deep fly, then a faster runner gets a chance to move to third. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on man on second. I should be on man on third. My bad. Okay, here we go. F9. Fly out to right field. Batter out. OBR A or B will score. All right, Gene Tennis is an OBR C. So he will not score because he is a slower runner. So he will have to hold. And Alou, his fly to left was not quite deep enough. So there's 2 outs, and now it's going to take a base hit from Dave Duncan to get the run home. It's a 10, so we're under Duncan. And the next flip's a 35. Duncan 35 is a strikeout. So Billingham strikes out Duncan, pitches around that leadoff double, and after 1.5, we're still at the Reds 1 and the A's nothing. And stepping up to the plate to lead off for the Reds is Cesar Geronimo. He'll be followed by the pitcher Billingham. So here's Geronimo's first at bat. It's a 5, so we are under Blue Moon Odom. But it's an 11. And 11 is an infield hit. Now, had Geronimo been right-handed, that would have turned into a strikeout due to the left-right factors for a couple of those results. But since Geronimo was a lefty and Odom was a righty, the infield hit will stand. So Geronimo leads off with a single, and we'll move Odom down to an 8. And that will bring up, I'm sorry, I thought it was going to be the pitcher, but it's actually Concepcion who's next. Billingham will follow. So no sacrifice bunt here. Concepcion's going to swing away. It's a 10, so we're under Concepcion. And it's a 14. So Concepcion, a 14, is a base hit to left field. Base hit to left field. So that will move Geronimo up to second. Puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And we will have to check for an error since it came off the batter card. So we'll flip for an error for Rudy, and he did not make any. But now there is first and second with nobody out. We'll move Odom down to a 7. And now Billingham is up to bunt. Perfect situation for him to bunt with 2 on, nobody out, and the pitcher up. His sacrifice rating is AA, which is the best you can have. And on the board, in the upper right-hand corner of the board is a sacrifice chart. And since he is a AA, we will use this outside column, check a random number, and see what happens. So the random number is a 76. So we go up here to sacrifice AA, 76 to 77. It says double play, pop out the catcher who throws to lead base. So how do you like that? A double play because he found the 76. It's a double play. So Billingham pops up his bunt to Dave Duncan, and Duncan fires to second to double off Geronimo. So that we'll call that 2-6. So that's a double play. Not exactly what Sparky was looking for, but you know, it happens. Even though he was an excellent bunter, it still happens. So Pete Rose is up now with Concepcion at first and 2 outs. So the momentum kind of swayed here for the Reds. So let's see if Rose can get it back. It's a 6. We're under Odom. And it's a 66, which is in the out range. Pete Rose is a switch hitter with normal power. So let's see what the SN says. But in this case, everybody flies to right, and the inning is over. So the Reds thought they had something going in the second, but it turned out to be for naught. And we've completed 2 here at Riverfront Stadium. And the score is still Cincinnati 1 and Oakland nothing. And the bottom portion of the Oakland order due up, Dick Green, followed by Blue Moon Odom. And then the top of the order, Campaneris. The flip is a 5, which means we are under Billingham. The random number is an 18. 18 is going to be a base hit. A single to center field will knock Billingham down to an 11. And Dick Green leads off with a base hit, which again puts the pitcher in prime territory for a sacrifice bunt. Blue Moon Odom is a AA again, so we'll go through the same routine checking this chart. So the random number is a 22. 22. So we come to the AA and look at number 22, which falls in the 21 to 27 category. It says batter out, catcher to first, runners advance, successful sacrifice. So it's a bunt that Odom put down. Johnny Bench pounced on it through to first. So it's a 2-3 if you're scoring at home. And if you are, you might need some help mentally. Let's see here. Odom sacrifice bunt. Going to move Dick Green to second base with 1 out. So he's in scoring position for the top of the order and Bert Campaneris. And no damage done to the rating of Billingham for a sacrifice. All right, here's Campaneris. It's a 7, which is under Bert Campaneris. The result here is an 84, which is definitely in the out range. He is right-handed with normal power. So the righty with normal power will line it to short, but there is an asterisk, so we need to check and make sure Concepcion can handle it, which he does. So it's an L6, and that will keep Green at second with 2 outs for Angel Manguel, center fielder. It's a Z, so we got our first unusual play. The Z is the unusual play result. So we'll get to our unusual play table, Z chart table. And the Z chart table is going to tell us, based on the next random flip, whether we're in an unusual play or we have a fielding table check. If you end up in 45 or higher, it's a fielding table check. So Let's see what this random number turns out to be. It's a 35, so we're not in the fielding check. We are in the unusual results. So, number 35, runner steals second on pitcher who throws belatedly into center field. Runner to third and other runners score. Error on pitcher. Well, he's already on second, so I don't know how you're going to steal second. So I don't think that really applies. Runner steals second on pitcher throws into center field. You could turn around and say he tried to steal third, but I don't think Dick Green would be going anywhere. So what I'm going to do on that is just skip that because it just doesn't make any sense to the game situation. So enough of that. We'll redo and let Manuel swing away. It's a 4, which is under Billingham, and it's a 46. So 46 is a wild pitch. Billingham tosses a wild pitch, and that will move Green up to third base on that wild pitch. So Billingham, a wild pitch. And Manuel now with a chance. And there's no reduction on the wild pitch. All right, Manuel. Another chance is clutch defense. So this time we have a clutch defense. The clutch defense is on Dave Concepcion. Concepcion's rating for defense, for clutch defense, I should say. Concepcion's clutch defensive rating is a 4. So that's the top you can get. He's got the best defensive clutch rating you can have, which is clutch defense 4. Let's check out the result. It's a 12. So that's going to make something happen here. All right, clutch defense, shortstop, he's a 4, and it's a 12, which falls in the 11 to 18 category. Great catch of shallow fly, runner's hold. Well, that's the third out anyway. But in this case, Manuel plopped one into shallow left, and Rose got a bad break on it, but Concepcion was able to get out there and field it, the pop-up, to end the inning. And the A's, again, are stymied on their quest to score a run. So we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Reds, and Joe Morgan will lead things off. He walked his first time up and was stranded at third base. It's a 9, so we are under Morgan. And it's an 18. So Morgan, an 18, is a single to right field. Since it's under the batter card, we will check for an error on the right fielder, Matty Alou, and there is no error, so it's just simply a single for Joe Morgan. But now he's in an optimal position to try to steal, which is what he's going to do. So on the board, we have a stolen base chart, and you draw a random number going from first to second, and depending on what the result is, we'll figure out what's going to happen here. Now, the throwing arm of Dave Duncan, he's a B thrower, so keep that in mind. He throws as a B rating, and Morgan is a on the speed rating. So let's see what the random number shows. Random number shows a 16. All right, we come up here to 16. Any runner rated SP, A, B, or C steals. So since Morgan is an A, he will steal regardless of the arm rating of Duncan. So Morgan steals second base. And I think I forgot to move Odom down 1 on that base hit, so I'll do that now. All right, so Tolan is up there with Morgan in scoring position. See what happens here. It's a 7, so we are under Blue Moon Odom. And the result's a 62. 62 is in the out range. Let's see what the out is. He's left-handed with normal power. And that's an L1 right back at Odom. And Odom, let's see, make sure he didn't make an error, make sure he caught it, which he did. So it's a line out right back to Blue Moon for out number 1. So Tolan snake bit there, thought he had a base hit up the middle, but Odom snagged it. Here's Johnny Bench. It's a 5, so we're under Odom. And it's a 12. All right, now that would have been a base hit, but with the right-left check, Johnny Bench is a righty, Odom's a righty. We come over to our thing here, and it's a foul out to the catcher. So that's where the splits come in mildly in this game when you play the basic version. That is a pop-up to Dave Duncan for out number 2. And like I said, had Bench been a left-handed batter, that would have been a base hit. Here's Tony Perez now with 2 outs and Morgan still stuck at second base. Tony Perez steps up. It's a BD. Now, that talks about a clutch power rating. So the BD rating for Tony Perez is a 1, which means if we get 11 through 26, he will double. If we flip a 27 to 31, he will triple. If we flip a 32 to 42, he'll hit a home run. If we flip a 43 or higher, it's a do-over, no play. So let's see what the random number shows. It's an 84, so it's no play. We'll start all over. Tony Perez. It's an 11, so we're under Perez's card. So let's see if Perez can get something out of this. It's an 88. 88's not going to happen unless he was left-handed. Since he's not, it's an out. And he's a right-handed power hitter, so let's check the out. The out is a ground ball back to Blue Moon Odom, but there is an asterisk, so we'll flip to make sure there's no error. There is none. So Blue Moon Odom fields it, throws it to Statis at first, and the inning's over, and the threat goes by the wayside. So we've completed 3 innings from Riverfront Stadium, and the Reds lead it still with a 1-0 score. And as you can see, the discard pile is much higher now than the starting pile, which means after 3 innings we do a shuffle, and since the cards are two-sided, we will flip them over. So we'll pause for this flip and shuffle. All right, we're ready to go. The cards have been flipped and shuffled, and we're ready to start the top of the 4th. It'll be Joe Rudi leading things off for the A's. First flip's a 10, so we're under Rudi. We're under his card. And we get a 61, and a 61 is in the out range for Rudi. He's a right-handed power hitter. And he's going to fly out to right fielder Geronimo for out number 1. So Billingham has pretty much been in control. He had that one shaky inning, but that's about it. Here's Gene Statis. Flip for Statis. Oh, he gets a clutch batting rating. So again, we're going to check and see what he gets here. His BD rating is 0, though. So unless it's a 28 or lower, we're going to end up doing a do-over here. So let's see. It's a 43, so we will have a do-over. So Statis will try it again. It's an 8, so we're still under Statis' card. And the flip's a 17, so Gene Statis will get a single up the middle, single to center field. That will move Billingham down to a 10, and since it's off the batter card, we'll check for an error on Tolan, and there was none. But it's a 1-out single for Statis. He's 2 for 2. He's singled and doubled in this game. That'll bring up the captain, Sal Bando. It's a 7, so we're under Bando. And the next flip is a 27. So a 27 is a home run for Sal Bando. Sal Bando found his home run. 26 to 28 is a home run. Sal Bando found it. And all of a sudden, the A's now lead it 2-1. 2-run shot. So Billingham's going to lose 1 for giving up the hit, which was the home run. And then 1 for each of the runs he allowed. So that's going to cost him a 3 spot. 1 for the hit and 2 for the runs that scored. And the A's grab a 2-1 lead. And I was just saying Billingham was kind of in control, but not anymore. All right, Matty Alou. Now Sparky may get the bullpen going. It's a 9, so we're under Alou. It's a 43. 43 under Alou is a walk. So Billingham really getting shaky here. And it looks like Pedro Borbon is loosening the Reds' bullpen because Sparky, it's Game 7. You can't take a chance. All right, here's on the walk. We'll move Billingham down to a 6. All right, here's Duncan. It's an 8, so we are under Duncan. And the next flip is an 82, so we are in the out range, and Duncan is a right-handed power hitter. So let's see what happens here. Right-handed power hitter, he will foul out to the catcher, Johnny Bench. So it's F2, and that's out number 2 for the inning. That'll bring up Dick Green. Dick Green, 2 outs, and Alou at first. It's a 9, so we are under Dick Green. And it's an 83, so that's definitely in the out range. Dick Green is a right normal. So we check the right normal. And right normal is a line out to the first baseman, Tony Perez, to end the inning. But the A's strike for 2 on the Sal Bando 2-run homer. And we go to the bottom of the 4th with score Oakland 2 and Cincinnati 1. Dennis Menke will lead off for the Reds. Menke steps to the plate. It's a 4, so that's going to be under Odom. And it's a 61. 61 for Odom is in the out range. Minky is right normal. But everybody will fly to left, so he flies to Joe Rudy for out number 1. 1 away, and that brings up Cesar Geronimo. It's a 10, so we are under Geronimo. And the random number is a 44. Geronimo 44 is a strikeout. So Geronimo out on strikes, and maybe Blue Moon has gotten some momentum from that home run and getting the lead. We'll see. Here's Concepcion, 2 outs, bases empty. It's a 7, so we are under Odom because he's a PB 2-7. Flips a 33. We go to Blue Moon Odom, 33. That's going to be a walk. He just missed a strikeout. Instead, it's a walk. We'll knock him down to a 5, and we'll put Concepcion at first base with 2 outs. Now, Billingham is scheduled up, but with him struggling like that, they could always go to their bullpen. Remember, it's game 7 here. So that's what they're going to do. So we'll be right back with the new pinch hitter for the Reds. Okay, pinch hitter for the Reds is lefty Joe Haig. He's going to step into the plate, see if he can't get 2-out rally going here against Blue Moon Odom. Here is the flip. It's a 6, so we're under Odom. We're under Odom, and the next flip's a 75, so that's definitely an out. Haig is left-handed with normal power, and left normal power will pop up to the pitcher, Odom, but there is an asterisk, so we check for an error. There is none, so the inning is over. So Haig fails in his pinch hitting duties, and the Reds go quietly here in the 4th. After 4 complete, it's Oakland 2 and Cincinnati 1. We'll be right back with the new Reds pitcher. Okay, new Reds pitcher is Pedro Borbon. He is a PB 2-6, and he's got a relief fatigue rating of 6. So we got the pawn there on 6. Close the book on Billingham. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. He walked 1, struck out 1, and the big blow was the Bando 2-run homer. All right, start at the top of the 5th. It'll be Blue Moon Odom, the pitcher, to lead off. And the first flip's a 6, so we are under Borbon. And the next flip's a 74, and that's definitely in the out range. Blue Moon is a right-handed normal batter, so he will fly to left. So Odom flies out to the left fielder Pete Rose for out number 1. And we're back to the top of the order for Bert Campaneris. Campaneris is 0 for 2. He's popped to short and lined to short. It's an 8, so we got Campy on his card. And it's a 36, so Campaneris 36 is going to strike out. So Campy goes down swinging as Borbon comes in dealing. 2 down, Angel Manguel. A 10, so we're under Manguel. It's a 77, so that's going to be an out for sure. He's a right-handed normal hitter. And a right-handed normal hitter will ground out to second, but there is an asterisk, so check for an error on Morgan, which there was none, and the inning is over. So 3 up, 3 down. Borbon sets the A's down quietly in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Score still Oakland 2, Cincinnati 1. And the top of the order, Pete Rose will lead things off. He is 1 for 2. Single, scored a run, and fly to right. It's a BD, so he's got the clutch batting rating that goes up to 28. So we'll check this random number. It's a 47, so that's higher than 28. We'll redo. Flips a 2. Now we're under Odom's card. So Odom. Next flip's a 46. Odom 46 just made his out range. Pete Rose is a switch hitter with normal power. But everybody here is going to fly to center, so he flies out to center for out number 1. And the 5th is underway. Here is Joe Morgan. It's an 11, so we're definitely under Morgan's card. And the next flip's an 85, so that's in the out range. He's a left-handed power hitter, and he will fly to center. So 2 fly balls to center field to start the inning. 2 up, 2 down for Bobby Tolan. Bobby Tolan, it's a 7, so we're under Blue Moon Odom. The next flip is an 82, so that's definitely in the out range. Tolan's a lefty normal power, and he grounds out in front of the plate. It's a G2. So that means Duncan's going to field it and throw to Tennis to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We completed 5 here at Riverfront with the score Oakland 2 and Cincinnati 1. Okay, Joe Rudy to lead off the 6th. Pedro Borbon in the 2nd inning of work. Flips a 3, which is under Borbon. And the next flip is a 52. Bourbon 52, that's in the out range. Joe Rudy's a right-handed hitter with some power, but he's going to fly to left fielder Pete Rose. And there's one away. And Gene Tennis is up. He's singled and doubled, so he's had a perfect day. It's a 3, so this time we're under Bourbon. And the flip's a 48, so that's going to end that. It's a out check for Tennis, who's got right-handed normal power. He's going to pop up to the third baseman Menke, but there is an asterisk, so we check for an error, which there was none. So Menke made the play for out number 2. And that brings up Sal Bando, who had that big homer last time. So let's see what happens this time. 2 outs, base is empty. It is a 10, so we are under Bando. But it's an 84, and that's in the out range. He's a right-handed power hitter, so he will line it right back to Bourbon, who snags it to end the inning. So nothing doing for the A's here in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Score still Oakland 2 and Cincinnati 1. And Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench leading off. See if they can get something going started here for the Reds. Johnny Bench. He uses Blue Emu and does not stink. All right, Johnny Bench. It's a 4, so we're under Odom. It's a 34. That means it's a walk. Odom has just walked Johnny Bench. So we'll move Odom down to a 4. And now Dick Williams might want to get the bullpen going here a little bit. So he's got lefty Dave Hamilton loosening in the Oakland bullpen. I'm sorry, not Hamilton. I had the wrong guy up there. Let's see. Thought it was going to be Hamilton, but I think it's going to be somebody else. Let me double check that. No, it is going to be Hamilton. My bad. It is going to be Hamilton. Hamilton will be the lefty out of the bullpen. Lindblad is who I was thinking of, but he did not play in the series, I don't believe. So Bench is out. I'm sorry, Bench is on first with a walk. And now Tony Perez is up. Blue Moon pitching to Perez. It's an 8, so we're under Perez. And it's an 87. Now, if Perez was a lefty, that would have been a base hit, but he's not. So it's righty on righty. He's a right-handed power hitter. So what kind of out that we've got here? It's a G5 with an asterisk. Now, that's going to be a double play on a G5 unless there's an error. So we check Bando to make sure he did not make an error. And the flip says none. And to verify the double play, we look at the man on first chart. G5 infield back. It's a double play. Batter out at first. So it does say OBRA is safe at first, but Perez has an OBRC. So he's not going to get there in time. It is a 5-4-3 double play. And quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th for Dennis Menke. It's a 7, so we're under Blue Moon. And it's a 43. That shows a pass ball, but nobody's on base, so we're going to redo the whole thing. So we'll do another check here for the batter. It's a 7, so we're still under Blue Moon. And the result is a 47, which is in the out range. Menke is a right-handed normal power. He will pop it up to Campaneris to end the inning. So we've completed 6 here from Riverfront, and the A's still hold a 2-1 lead. Bourbon still hanging in there, his 3rd inning of work, but he's got a lot left on the tank. He hasn't given up anything. He's faced 6 batters and gotten them all out. So he's going to start out facing Matty Alou. It's a 10, so we are under Alou. And Alou, a 42, so Alou is going to draw a walk. Matty Alou leads off the top of the 7th with a walk. That will move Bourbon down to a 5, and it will also get the bullpen for the Reds stirred up a little bit. And it looks like they're going to have left-hander Tom Hall. So left-hander Tom Hall is loosening in the Reds bullpen in case Bourbon should falter. Right now it's Dave Duncan. He's up. He's only a CC bunter, so, and plus the bottom of the order is coming up, so they're going to go ahead and let him swing away. So we'll see what Duncan can do here. It's an 11, so we are under Duncan's card. And it's a 37. So he ends up striking out. So Duncan with the strikeout. I guess if you look at it one way, it's better than hitting into a double play. All right, here's Dick Green. He is a double-A bunter, but there's already 1 out, and the pitcher's due up next, so let him swing away as well. It's a 7, so that's under Dick Green. And it's a 35. Dick Green 35 is a triple to center field. Dick Green just laced a triple to center field. That will score Alou to make it a 3-1 ball game. And Bourbon, not much longer for this game. He loses one for the triple, one for the run. And now that brings up Blue Moon Odom stepping up to the plate. They could go for a pinch hitter, but they want to keep Odom in there pitching, I guess, because he's done so well and shut down the Reds, so why take him out just yet? So they're going to let Odom hit, even though he's not a good hitter. They'll go and let him hit since there's 2 outs and a runner at third. All right, the result is a 6, so we are under Bourbon. And it's a 35. And how about that? Bourbon just walked the pitcher. So Bourbon walks the pitcher. And now there's runners at the corners with 2 outs. I'm sorry, there's only 1 out. I take that back. I thought there were 2 outs. There's only 1 out. So now Campaneris is up with runners at the corners and only 1 out. And you wonder if they're going to go to the bullpen here. Looks like Sparky's mulling it over, but they're going to stay with Bourbon for one more chance. They're going to try to turn 2 here. Flips a 4, so we are under Bourbon. That's a 48. 48 is in the out range. Campaneris is a right-handed normal batter. And it is a pop out to second base. So he's going to, I'm sorry, to the catcher. F2. So he pops out to bench for out number 2. And now that'll bring up Manuel. So he has to get Manuel here to finish things off. And Manuel, we got a BD check. So we're going to check and see if there's something here between 33 and 11 to go on his clutch batting. And there is. It's a 16. So that's a double for Manuel. He will double, and that will score Dick Green. And I believe it'll score Blue Moon Odom because he is an A base runner, but we'll double check that. Bourbon's going to be gone for the game. He has reached his point of weakness here. So let's check base running. Base running, if you're going from first to home on a double, the double itself on a 16 doesn't say where it went, so we're going to assume it went to center field. And in center field, the center fielder, Bobby Tolan, has an arm rating of 4. So if we look at 4, and we look at the OBR of A, which is what Blue Moon Odom is, there are 2 outs, so we're going to add 20. So this becomes 11 to 56, not 36. So we're going to flip a random number. If it's 56 or less, he will score. It's a 71, so they got him out. So Blue Moon Odom tagged out. We'll say the relay went 8 to 6 to 2, and he is out of there, and the inning is over. But the A's do pick up 2 runs, and we've got 7th inning stretch time with the score Oakland 4, Cincinnati 1. And I realize I should have flipped the deck and shuffled them after that 6th inning, but I didn't do that, so I will do that now. So we'll take a break while we go to the flip. Okay, we're ready for the bottom of the 7th. Here is Cesar Geronimo to lead things off against Blue Moon. It's an 8, so we're under Geronimo. And it's a 61, but the 61 is going to be a strikeout for Geronimo. So he strikes out. 1 away. That'll bring up Concepcion. Now the pitcher spot is on deck, but Hal McRae is going to be the pinch hitter for Bourbon, and Clay Carroll will be coming in to pitch the 8th for the Reds. So here is Concepcion. It's an 8, so we're under Concepcion. And it's a 74, so that's going to be an out. He's a right-handed normal batter. Right normal will pop up to the catcher, Dave Duncan. So quickly 2 away. And now the pinch hitter, Hal McRae. So Hal McRae, it's an 8, so we're under McRae. It's a 38. 8:38, McRae will strike out. So that ends the inning. McRae's pinch hitting did not go as planned for the Reds, and they're nothing doing here in the bottom of the 7th. We completed 7. We go to the 8th. It is Oakland 4 and Cincinnati 1. And Clay Carroll is the new pitcher. He's got a relief rating of 6 for his fatigue, so he will stand right there. All right, Joe Rudy Joe Rudy, the batter, he will lead things off. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Rudy a 6. Clay Carroll is a PB28, so he will control. We're under Carroll. It's a 68. That's in the out range. Rudy, a right-handed power hitter. Right-handed power hitter. He will ground to Dennis Minke at third. There is an asterisk, so we need to check for an error. There is none. So a 5-3 ground out to start the 8th. And now that brings up Gene Tennis. It's a 4, so we're still under Clay Carroll with that 4 check. It's a 35, so that shows as a pass ball, so nobody's on base, so we redo. It's a 9, so this time we're under Tennis. And it's a 68, so he's going to be out, and it's a right-hander with normal power. It's a ground out right in front of the plate to Johnny Bench, but there is an asterisk, so we'll check Bench's error. It's a 9 to 10, but Bench has an error rating of 1, so he is well out of that 9 to 10 range. He will make the play. It's a 2-3 ground out for out number 2. And that brings up Sal Bando. It's a 6, so we're under Clay Carroll. It's a 13. A 13 is going to be a base hit. It's a single to left field. So we'll move Carroll down to a 5 and put Bando at first base with his second hit of the game. No error check since it's under the pitcher card. Here's Matty Alou. Matty Alou. It's a 5, so we're under Carroll. We're under Clay Carroll. And the next flip's a 65, so that's definitely an out. Alou, left normal. It's a fly ball to the right fielder Geronimo. And the inning's over, so nothing doing for the A's in the 8th. All right, we go to the bottom of the 8th. And we're going to have a pitching change for Oakland. Odom has done what they needed him to do, and now they're going to the bullpen. Okay, bottom of the 8th. New Oakland pitcher in the ball game is Raleigh Fingers. He is a relief rating, stamina rating of 6. He is in the game, but since his turn at bat would be scheduled 3rd in the top of the 9th, we have a double switch. So he will go in and bat in the 4th position formerly held by Gene Tennis. And the new first baseman is going to be slick fielding Mike Hegan, and he will take over and bat in the number 9 position. All right, so Raleigh Fingers is on, and he'll be facing Pete Rose to start the bottom of the 8th. Time running out for the Reds. Here is the pitch. It's a clutch batting rating for Pete Rose. He needs a 28 or less. Didn't get it. It's got a 55, so we'll try again, start all over. Raleigh Fingers is a 2.8 PB rating. 5, so we are under Fingers. And it's a 12. So Pete Rose, being a switch hitter, will get that hit. If it was right-handed, he would have a foul out to the catcher, but the hit's going to stand. It's a single for Pete Rose. We'll move Fingers down to a 5. And Pete Rose trying to get his troops rallying here in the bottom of the 8th. Leads off with a single. That'll bring up Joe Morgan. So we do have the heart of the Reds order. This is the inning for them to do something. It's a 4, which is under Fingers. And it's a 63, which is in the out range. Joe Morgan is a left-handed power hitter. He will fly out to center field for out number 1. So Joe Morgan is retired. And that'll bring up Bobby Tolan, center fielder. It's an 11, so we're under Tolan. And it's an 86, so the 86 is an out. And Tolan is a left-handed with normal power, which means he will ground to short, but there is an asterisk. So we check Campaneris, make sure he didn't boot it, and he didn't. And a G6 is going to be a double play, I believe. Let's see, Tolan does have decent speed. Let's see if he can beat this out. G6 said, nope, there's no OBR that's going to beat that out. That's an automatic 6-4-3 double play, and that will end the inning. So much for a rally for the Reds here in the 8th. They are out of there. And we go to the 9th with the score still Oakland 4 and Cincinnati 1. Top of the 9th, Clay Carroll still in there facing Dave Duncan. Duncan the batter. It's a clutch defensive check. And that's going to be on the shortstop Concepcion. And Concepcion is a clutch defensive rating of, let's find it here. Clutch defensive rating of, I believe he is a 4. Yes, he is. So it's a clutch defensive rating of 4. So we'll flip the next card and check the chart. The clutch defensive check is a 67. That's going to be out of range on clutch defense because it only goes up to 43. if you're a clutch defense 4. So we'll start all over again. Duncan gets another chance. It's a 7, so we're under Carroll, Clay Carroll. And it's a 54. 54 is in the out range. He's a right-handed power hitter. He will ground to second Joe Morgan. There is an asterisk, so we check for Joe Morgan error. It's a 10, but Morgan's error rating is only a 1, so he made the play. And there's one away for Dick Green. Dick Green, the batter. It's a 10, so we're under Green. And it's a 51. That's in the out range. He's a right-handed normal power hitter. So he will ground it to short Concepcion, but there is an error check with the asterisk, and there is no error, so Concepcion made the play. 2 down, and now Mike Hegan, the batter. He'll get his first chance to bat. Coming in on that double switch. It's a 7, so we're under Clay Carroll. And it's a 53, which is in the out range. Hegan is left normal. He will ground to second base, Joe Morgan, but there is an asterisk. Error check is none. So Morgan made the play. Inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Reds. It is Oakland holding a 4-1 lead to try to win the series and repeat history. Raleigh Fingers is still in there. He'll lead off with Johnny Bench, followed by Perez and Minky. So some power hitters coming up for the Reds. Last chance here in the bottom of the 9th. First flip. It's a 6, so we're under Raleigh Fingers. It's a 51, which is in the out range for Raleigh Fingers. Bench is a right-handed power hitter. It's a ground ball back to Fingers. So we'll do a check for that, and there is no error. So simply a 1-3 meek ground out by Johnny Bench. And that'll bring up Tony Perez. Perez, a 3, so we are under Fingers. And it's a 12. Now that would normally be a base hit, but again, the righty-righty check means we have a foul out to the catcher. So that's the second time I remember that coming up. So Perez, instead of getting a hit, will foul out to Dave Duncan. And now the Reds are down to their last out with Dennis Minky. It's a 6, so we're under Fingers. It's a 26. Fingers 26 is a strikeout, and the ball game is over. The World Series is over. History repeats itself. The Oakland A's have defeated the Cincinnati Reds on the road at Riverfront Stadium by the final score of 4-1. And we'll be right back with the totals. Okay, we'll go over the totals here for the winning Oakland A's. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They left 5 on base. For Cincinnati, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, 5 left on base. Winning pitcher was Blue Moon Odom. He went 7 innings and allowed only 1 run, which was unearned on the Rudy error. 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Raleigh Fingers pitched the 8th and 9th innings to earn the save, only giving up 1 hit, nothing else, and got a strikeout for his totals. And for the Reds, losing pitcher was Jack Billingham. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. Bourbon, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits and 2 runs. Clay Carroll finished up the 8th and 9th, giving up nothing except 1 hit. And that's the ball game. Cincinnati Reds fall to the Oakland A's as the 1972 World Series repeats itself. The Oakland A's, Charlie Finley's Oakland A's, win it again. Statis Pro Baseball. So hope everybody enjoyed that little ball game. And I haven't played Statis Pro in a while, so I thought I'd pull it out and do another game. And hopefully everybody enjoyed watching that. And hopefully everybody is enjoying whatever ball game or board game you're playing, whether it be Statis Pro, Stratomatic, History Maker, Payoff Pitch, Replay Baseball. I'm sure APA. I'm sure I'm almost running out of games here. I think that covers just about everything. But hope everybody's enjoying whatever you play in this hobby, and that's the whole point. Is it's a hobby, something to entertain and get us out of the real world for a while to put us back in our early childhood and bring back good memories, and that's what this is all about. So that's it from here. I hope everybody's going to have a wonderful evening and weekend, and I will catch everybody down the road.